Hello everyone, welcome back. With this video I want to do something a little different. The last video I kind of said I wouldn't go into the menus too much with the videos. I kind of wanted to show you how the gameplay was. This one I'll go over the menus in a little bit of detail. I mean, I'm not going to keep it too long. I don't want to bore the hell out of everybody that's watching, but there's a lot to take in when you start playing this game. So maybe when you're going into it, if you haven't started playing it yet, this will give you kind of some insight into what you need to do when you start out. And it depends on your play style. These menus are really made in a way that it can tailor it to your own personal gaming style. So I'll go through it the way I've been doing it, and then I'll kind of show you guys, like, if you want to go a different direction, if you're more about attacking or anything like that, I'll show you what steps you'd need to take there. Let's dive in. One of the first things I noticed with the game, and I was kind of worried about it, I thought this would, the daily rewards that you see here, I thought that was going to be like consecutive. You have to log in consecutively when you play to get all these daily rewards. That's not the case. You could basically take a 2-3 day break and just come back to it, and you're still going to get your 6-day reward. So, I mean, just come back on it whenever you want. Don't feel like you're dedicated to this game every single day. That was the one thing I was a little concerned with when I started playing. So here's the menu as the way it's laid out. You see all the different tabs up top: play, map, heroes, squads, armory, skills, loot.
This one's gonna sting.
And with your daily rewards, you usually get some sort of a loot right off the start, so smash that bitch open.
Oh yeah, you got the goods.
Not too bad. Then you have your store, and of course, yes, that's all microtransactions. You can go through and purchase whatever you want. If you want to upgrade, if you want to get V-Bucks, which you use to buy more loot, so on and so forth. And then the quest tabs. Now we'll go into it a little bit more specifically though. So starting on the play tab, it looks like this is typically what's going to take you through the story missions. So as long as you follow along with the missions that you see here, as you can see, the ones that are checked off are the things I've done already. When I finish the Treasured Friends mission, I'll get the reward there, which will be the Copper Predator. Moving over to the map, you get your home base. And then from there, you have all the missions. So the more you level up, the more the missions are going to move out into the city. And at any given time, one thing I was always worried about was going back to home base, because you notice that in other people's playthroughs, when they go to their home base, they usually have to do a defense mission on their base to help expand the shield. When you're in between missions, when you haven't finished up all of the stuff that you see there, you can basically go back to your home base whenever you feel like going back to it. But you can go there and use your storage.
But it never hurts to prepare.
Alright, so we're here at the base. As you can see, I've got mine kind of built up. There's my main base there. Got me a little position for my soldier. Little defense tower up here that you can fire from. Now we'll head over to the actual base. I'll show you where you guys can go to put inventory away. Jump down here. So right here where the storm shield is, if you access the storm shield menu, so from here you can see that you can expand the shield, and like I said, you can see that the expand shield is grayed out here, so you can go to your base from time to time without actually having to do the mission to defend your base. Then if we right bumper over, we can see that we have storage. You have up to a capacity of 5 on your storage inside your base. I haven't seen anything indicating you can increase that, so it's a pretty limited amount of space of what you can keep in the base. And for me, I usually keep the things that are super important. As you can see there, I've got the resources that you're going to need to build. That's usually what I keep my hands on. The nuts and bolts are super important, because those you need to make ammunition, and those things actually burn up faster than anything else I've seen so far. Also, you can see that there's the Defenders tab here. That shows you who you've got defending your base. Alright, so that's pretty much it for here. Then if you want, if you go back to the menu, you can leave. So basically anything I've done here doesn't really matter. I mean, you could actually come around, build, do whatever you want to do, and then leave. So the more you gain resources, it's a good idea to come back, build your base before you have to do it for the storm shield, because that way you're not jumping right into the mission. Now go back to the menu. Back to the menu. As you saw with the map, we went back to the base, blah, 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 blah. Another thing you can do here too is you can grind out a lot of these other missions. So if you look over like the ranking on here, recommended power of 1, I'm up to 10. So I could go lower. But you can come back to some of these easier missions and play them over and over and over again to get resources and different things that you get out of the missions. The Heroes tab, this one's pretty important. I didn't realize before I started playing that you'd be able to select between different heroes, but at any given time you can switch off of a certain hero and level up someone else. So don't feel like you're stuck playing one hero off the start. You can always switch it up, level someone else up. If you don't like the playstyle of a constructor or the outlander, you can move on to a ninja. And it's not bad to actually level all the other ones up too, and I'll show you why here in a minute. Alright, so with that, you get squad bonuses, so you can slot people. You can actually slot another hero into the squad bonus. As you can see, when I've got this character selected, you get the squad bonus of work, which increases your harvesting, which is fantastic because I'm using a constructor who doesn't really get any benefit for harvesting when he's out on a mission. So over here you can see the defenders. I haven't quite figured out what effect this has on the game yet. I mean, you can see if I switch off of this level 1 character I've slotted now to a level 15, there's no real visible change there. The only thing I can think of is maybe, I have no idea. I haven't seen where they come into play yet. And I'm sure I'll be corrected later by someone who's out there that knows. Before we go into squads, I'm going to take you over to the skills. This is going to explain a lot of things before we get into the other parts. So the skill tree here, this is the first thing you're ever going to open. It's your constructor leadership, allowing constructors to join your squad, blah, blah, blah. Then you can upgrade your pickaxe. This is probably one of the better upgrades, but you're not going to have any choice. You're going to have to do it to get through the skill tree. Everything's locked ahead of where you're at. So see right here, you can see that the hit points are popping up on the thing that she's attacking. It allows you to break down resources a lot faster. This unlocks your survivor squads. I'll go into that in a minute, but survivor squads are going to be useful for you when it comes to basically building up stats on your base and on your character. Research tier. This allows you to actually start getting research points. As you can see on the bottom, I have 1,065 research points stored. I'm going to go ahead and collect those. But you don't actually start getting those points until you open up this tier. Then moving on. So now all of this is stat points. This is stuff that improves your defense and your attack. So fortitude is pretty much a defensive. Offense, of course, is offense. Your storage size and your storm shield. Backpack size. Backpack size is one of the things I push for more than anything, because that's what really matters when you're going out on missions and collecting resources. Resistance, it's also defensive. Your tech. This one's pretty useful too. So from the recycling and collection book, I mean, the collection book allows you to take survivors or weapons and actually slot them in a scrapbook. And I'll show you that in a minute. But the more things you put in that scrapbook, the more items you unlock that you can use later. Here's some more fortitude, offense. That's pretty much a given all the way through the tree. This is where it gets interesting. When you get to the point where you unlock the rifleman in your home base, when I was at the home base, when you saw that pad that was in my shooter's tower, this opens that slot so you can put that pad down and put the rifleman up. Yep, then this unlocks the mission defender slot in the hero squad. Now this, expeditions, this actually starts allowing you to send heroes out to do collections for resources while you're doing missions. This is why I said that, you know, upgrading heroes is pretty good. It's going to help but you're going to have the ability to up your chances of the hero going and actually doing a successful mission when you're doing missions itself. We got more tech, more resistance. And then coming up this way, party fortitude +3. So that increases fortitude for the whole party. This was one of the things I wanted to open immediately, unlocking the airstrike, which you saw in the tutorial, but you don't actually get that until you actually unlock it again through the skill tree. This is another mission defender slot. Upgrades. This upgrades your recycling. So this actually allows you to recycle things that have a higher level. You won't be able to recycle everything off the start. Adrenaline rush allows you, restore health. This is a gadget just like the airstrike, so you can slot it to your character and use it during missions. All right, some more party offense. Now, the more you go through, this is what I was saying, you can really tailor this to your game style. So if you really prefer melee, you can hit stuff like this where it, upgrades what you can use for weaponry. And it also increases your attacks. Then coming over, ninja leadership, you know, allows ninjas to join your hero squads. This is about as far as I've made it. I mean, I'm trying to work through this more and more to open things up, but I've always looked ahead to see what you would get into with that stuff. So, all right, back out of here. So that shows you that. Now we're going to the research. This one is pretty much specific to your play style. So starting here, you get research, which you would have got as soon as you unlocked. Then from here, it's fortitude, offense, and it kind of it's a branching tree. So everything to the left over here is offensive. Everything to the right over here is fortitude, as you can see here. But the more you move up the ladder, you'll be able to come over and actually increase your backpack size, and then you'll be able to allow more expeditions to go out. So once you fill this up, or if I at least get this heart filled up right here, I can open up the rowboat, which is another expedition. You can send heroes out to collect resources. And then going the other way, you have your tech to the bottom left and your resistance to the bottom right, and another backpack slot. There's a lot of that goes through, and I think it's once you fill in 20 slots here, you should be able to move over to the next tier. All right, now we'll move into the armory. This is pretty huge. If you look here, you see the inventory there is completely different than what you see in your backpack. The inventory showing you have the ability to carry up to 250. Now, the 250 is usually schematics and survivors and things like that. So it only allows you to hold so much in the way of survivors, schematics, traps. But this is all your ability to craft these things. It's not something that you're actually carrying. So in this, you're going to definitely want to make sure, like here we have doubles of this, we have doubles of this, doubles of this. You want to make sure that you get rid of some of these doubles because the inventory gets filled up quick, especially if you're just grinding missions, you're going to fill up your inventory so fast. Your heroes roster is here. You can actually scroll through and see the details of everybody. You can even see where they upgrade to. And then another detail they have here is go into this. You can see evolution. Now, evolution is something you can only do. You can unlock it in the skill tree. Once you start your evolution, it shows you all these things are going to go up once you evolve. So if you look over, you're going to actually get more. Here we go. You'll get more traps. You'll get higher level. Not only that, it also kicked me, if you've noticed, it kicked me from level 17 to 28 instantly with the evolve. So that does that. Bonuses. Okay, so bonuses. This is actually, so where I was showing you where you had the, I'll go back to it real quick. Your squad bonus. So there. Come back to this. Into the heroes. Into this. So yeah, your bonuses are basically what you get increased if you slot that hero to your squad bonus. And that's primarily the hero tab. Then you have the ability to break it up by how you want to view them. So new, I don't have any brand new ones. Leveled up, these are ones that are available to level up. So these are all your soldiers. The soldiers are typically really good at ranged attacks. They're going to be great. They have grenades as a standard secondary weapon, and they're usually way better with a ranged weapon. Constructors are really good for helping to increase base support. So if you want to be able to strengthen the base, these are the characters you're going to want to use. And when you're using a constructor, they actually use less resources when they build than any other character. Here's your ninjas. They're much more agile. They have the ability to actually go invisible when they get into melee attacks. And your outlanders, which are usually better harvesters. So these guys can get more resources when they go through missions than any other character. All right, now we have the defenders box. So this is all your survivors that you can use as a defender. Once again, they got it broken up by the different categories. So here's my brand new defender. Here's all the ones that are eligible for a level up. Here's all my assault rifle using guardians, melee, pistol, shotgun, and then sniper. From there, we'll go to all survivors. This shows every survivor that you open up. And you'll notice this. So there's legendary. It's all slotted by color. Your epics, your rares, your uncommons, and that's why you'll see the doubles of some of the same characters. Like here's this guy here and this guy here. And once again, you can break it up by how you want to look at it. Level up. The leads are important. Leads are who you would use in this scenario. So if you have squads here, which we can finally get into, this first slot here is leaders only. So your survivor has to be a lead survivor to fill this slot. And when you're filling these up, you have to make sure that you're paying attention to their personality. So this guy's curious. This guy's curious. They have different bonuses. This guy's a doctor. This guy's got a shield bonus. But the more you put curious people into your team, you can see there's a personality match, 1 to 7. There's a bonus you get once you fill it up with primarily all the same people with the same personality traits. So I've been trying to do that across the board to see what bonus you get out of that. I still don't have a leader to fill this slot. At least he doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't put a martial artist in charge of engineering. And then there's your scouts, gadgeters, training teams. So there's a lot more to open up here. And then as you can see here, so all the stats that are on this survivor squads is based on the characters you slot into place. Defender squads, expedition squads, and this is what I was talking about. You can send people out on little mini quests to gather resources. And I had an expedition return. 76% chance of success. And it failed. And then this is all the things I have open right now. But like I was showing you in the tree, you'll have the ability to open this stuff up, your boats, your helicopters, so on and so forth. All right, back to this. You sell the survivors, resources. All right, resources. These are all the little extra items for the game. So founders coins you can use for buying like specific llamas, like specialty llamas. I'll show you those in a minute. Team XP boost, you can use this for teammates. XP boost for yourself. Hero XP, use this to level up your heroes. Mini llama rewards, I have that many more llamas to open up. These are the survivors that decided to join your home base. The pure drops of rain are super important. It's going to help you to evolve weapons and heroes. Then you got survivor XP, which you can actually level up your survivors. And there's schematic XP, so that's one of the things I've been working on a lot. One of my favorite things here is this leveled up assault rifle. This thing's amazing. All right, now onto the collection book. This is the scrapbook I was talking about. So before you start recycling everything you have, it's good to look and see if you got anybody you want to throw into this scrapbook. I wouldn't recommend always scrapbooking them because when you break down weapons, you're going to find components for building weapons that it's hard to find throughout the game. And I wouldn't want to get rid of this girl right now, but yeah, you can go through every little detail. So here's all the heroes that you gather, traps. You can put different traps and slot those into the scrapbook. People. Now, with the scrapbook, you're only able to do this once. So once I fill this level 1 assault defender, you won't be able to ever fill that one again. So if you look here, when I go to click on this, it shows you that there's like an XP bar at the top. When that thing fills up, you get rewards. As you can see up on top, I'll get another llama as soon as I hit level 13. Level 16 is going to be a surprise. And then we'll go through it some more. So you have your regular survivors, lead survivors, unique leads. And I do recommend doing this pretty constantly. Like almost after every mission, you want to come in and actually slot something into the scrapbook, do some recycling because your inventory is real limited when it comes to this stuff. All right, then we got assault rifles, shotguns, pistols. I mean, all the weapons that you can get rid of all the weapons. And that's pretty much the scrapbook. But yeah, it's really good to do because you get some really unique things out of the XP level up bonuses on this thing. All right, so going over to it, this is the loot I was talking about. I have 6 llamas I can use. You can upgrade the llama. I can pay to upgrade. I could buy 7 of them. Not gonna do that right now. This is where you use the founder's coin. So you can do the llama event, and it's basically all these rare weapons that you get to choose through. And then the people llama. So this is for survivors. If you want to spend your money on buying more survivors, you can. And usually you get a lot more rare survivors out of this than you will doing it just by finding people through the missions. All right, from there we have the quests at the far end here. Now these quests are, some of these are daily, some of these are the main. So this was the one we saw at the beginning under my play tab. This is the main mission for the story. Hero quests. They have different quests for the different heroes that you can play as. So here's a constructor specific mission that you can do. And you have to do all of these things to basically finish the mission. Get the uncommon schematic, and the schematic XP. So activate bull rush, build a floor for your base, activate base, blah, 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 blah. Kill or be killed. This is a soldier specific mission. So kill 100 husks with the soldier with an assault rifle, and you'll get the copper light machine gun. Daily quests. Here's all the dailies. And they give you pretty good things. I mean, you're going to need those V-Bucks. You're going to need those Founders coins. That's what it's all about. Otherwise, you're spending your money out of your pocket. Challenges. I don't think these go away. I did this one a while ago, starting this one off. So I would have to do one more of these Storm Shield defenses, and then I should be able to finish that one off. And this one's cumulative. So I think you'd save 20 survivors in just cumulative missions. It doesn't have to be all in one mission. But these are all things I missed when I started. I wasn't paying any attention to all these quests and things like that, so. Oh yeah, so one more point I need to make before I get through all this too. So you're not allowed to recycle weapons in your menu. You have to go into a mission, and what I've tended to do is go back to my home base.
But it never hurts to prepare.
And once you're in your home base, I mean, you know, this is where you can finally get into your inventory. So from here, you can actually recycle the weapons you're not using. One big recommendation I have is right here. So all the weapons actually have a point where they'll break. So you can see the meter here is up in the green, but these are in the almost brown. When they get to that point, it's a good idea to break these down because you actually get things. Let me see if I can show you what parts you get out of it. Yep, so it shows you I get blast powder, I get rusty mechanical parts. That blast powder is like probably one of the more difficult things to find when you're going around doing missions. So breaking down your weapons before they actually break is huge because you can gather up all these resources to build different weapons. And that's the thing. I mean, you look at some of these weapons here. That blast powder is it's kind of hard to see, but on the right side of the screen, just under that DPS 250.2, you see the number 8 next to that weird looking thing, almost like a hand grenade. That's the blast powder. It took me a little while to figure that out because they made the images so tiny. But yeah, I mean, this is one of the hardest things to find to build and craft components. So yeah, you're always going to want to be able to do that, go into your inventory and actually like break things down. I try to keep the traps kind of low. I mean, I'll usually dump a bunch of traps at my base whenever I get the chance. And then try to keep a good 4 or 5 on hand for missions. And then you can see how this stuff accumulates too. This is all your crafting components, the steel, the even bacon. You will use bacon in crafting. It's amazing. I usually craft with bacon. It sticks everything together. Yep, then melee weapons. I tend to use the ranged weapons a lot more, so I keep that pretty heavy. I mean, like I said, you're going to tailor this to how you play. So if you like assault rifles, keep the assault rifles. You like sniper rifles, I usually keep one on hand because the sniper rifles on this are kind of brutal. I mean, you're going to want a long distance on sniper rifles versus the assault rifles. So, I mean, that's about it. Like I said, I wanted to go through the menus a bit. I wanted to give you guys an idea of what the game is incorporated in the game outside of just the gameplay. Because I know I've seen a lot of videos posted out there, and it's mostly just playing through missions or going through the actual Storm Shield growth. I haven't seen too many videos involving what goes on in the menus, which you're kind of losing out on because there's a lot with these menus. If you guys want anything else about menus, like I said, just leave it in the comments. I'll try and post more about menus if that's what you guys want. I figured this would be a little dry, a little boring. I'm not a big fan of listening to instructional videos, but I know some people really value that. And like I said, this is a big part of the game, so if you're interested in buying the game, just know that this is something that's incorporated into it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.